Hello YouTube and welcome back to Old Flads. This is 7 Days to Die and we're going on a bit of an adventure today. Now there was something that I noticed when I first started playing this game, and it was a factory. Now I haven't showed you a factory yet. You see those hordes spawning in. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, so we've got plenty of time. The zombies are on the way over though. What is this? Been digging. Those things they just wreck everything. I mean, the foundations of my house are in tatters at the moment. Now, what I wanted to do, I just need to get a safe distance from these guys for a second. Although they are spawning in at an alarming rate at the moment. So if we go to the map, down by, I believe it is this sign in the middle of the map, as you can see at the moment, it says Cortland. There's a building next to that, and I believe that's a factory. Now, from where we are, we've got a bit of a walk, I must admit. But we're going to head down there, and that's going to allow me to show you the different biomes. Now, the factory, that's an interesting place. Well, I say interesting, it's not so much interesting as it is... It was terrifying the first time I saw it, like genuinely terrifying. You jump into this game, you don't see where anything is at all, and then suddenly you come across that. Now, I'm not going to spoil the surprise. Well, she took it. But we'll go down there and hopefully it will live up to expectation. I mean, like I said, the first time I ever went there was a bit of an eye-opener. Right, now glass jars, if you get into water, you should be able to come out of there and then right-click on the water, and it'll fill up all the glass jars. Now, at the moment, you don't need to actually do anything other than just drink that, because for some reason, even though that looks pretty manky in there, you can drink that water. Now, what I imagine is going to come in is you're going to need to purify water, and that would be cool. I think it'd be a nice mechanic, because at the moment I've now got 42 bottles of water. That's going to last me a long time. So if we just drink some more, this actually ups my stamina as well. So the good thing about doing this, because I was considering just taking you through episodes, and I think that would be quite cool. Like we had the explosives episode, and I showed you my house. But I think I should probably show you like a tour, if you like, a trip around different houses. I mean, those guys are just randomly attacking that. That's cool. Whatever. And oh, there's a bridge there as well. Now bridges are pretty weak under the current gravity system. If you walk over a bridge, you're very liable to take it down, because at the moment nothing can sort of stand on a bridge like without it falling down. It's just how the blocks sort of work at the moment. Cars are a brilliant source of pretty much everything to do with loot, so you should be checking those out as soon as you got it. I think the main thing I'm going to try and achieve through this probably couple of episodes, is basically just showing you car filter and gas can. I'm going to need that because I'm going to hopefully pick up an auger at some point, and I can show you that. But yeah, hopefully I'm going to show you guys that we're sort of thinking about purchasing the Alpha. What's available on a grander scale? I mean, now we've moved into... Have we moved into a slightly different biome? Yeah, this is like a forest biome now. So whereas we were in like a open country biome, this is now like a foresty area. And the forests are quite cool. They're very dense. You can see how they've been planted as if it was planted in a manufactured way. Which a lot of national parks are, because it's the best way to sort of regenerate areas that have been deforested. But... I like how they've done that. I like how it sort of feels. It feels like a forest. It feels like there's lots of trees here, and as far as you look, you can see trees. And I think from a PvP perspective, that's going to be really important as well. If you can imagine sort of just having to pop in and out of cover every time that you went in there, that would be quite a cool thing. Now, the different biomes that you go obviously offer different things. I mean, if you wanted wood, well then this is the place to come. But because of the way that the recipes work, you often have to travel in between the different biomes just to get different elements. I mean, crafting is pretty good at the moment. There's been a lot of guys working on the forums with like custom recipes. What the hell was that? A zombie just took down a tree. And are we by the lake yet? Oh, we've gone past the lake. Okay, so we're actually going to... Yeah, we're heading in the right direction. towards the factory. We might even make it in this episode, or I might save it to the next episode as we walk through. So as you can see, the biomes at the moment are pretty small. I am going to be looting as much as possible, just simply because it's always handy just to stock up. Now, as you can see, the biome changes are pretty abrupt at the moment. I'm sure that's just a graphical thing. I mean, I imagine they'll change, but as you can see, this is a like a nuclear winter sort of place. It's been completely decimated, and if you want to throw a story into it, I suppose you could say that these were the heavily infested areas, and as a result the military came in and just decided that everything needed to leave to try and cleanse the place. Obviously it didn't work very well, but nonetheless it does add to a sort of very eerie sort of environment. You can imagine if this place was, as I imagine it will be when the full release comes out, about 100 times the size of this, and you literally had this to go at. That would be hostile in the very extreme sense of the word. Now, one of the major problems with this place is trying to find shelter, especially at night. These buildings are made of brick, so I mean they'd last for a little while. If you could get up there, you'd probably be alright for most of the night. But if you got a massive pack of zombies, you'd be in real trouble. Now, you can see in the top left-hand corner, there's a time thing in this game at the moment I can change by going into the debug menu. I haven't changed it yet, but I would like to change that so I get longer in daytime. Just to gives me a bit longer to do, because once we've had a bit of a look about, I am going to start building. As you can see in here, down this metal trussing, I have started accumulating stuff that's going to allow us... It's going to allow us to build a pretty cool and fairly indestructible base, and I hope to do something fairly interesting with that. There is a creative mode that I can go into, and I might show you creative mode at some point. But again, we've now changed into another biome, so if this was like nuclear holocaust place, this is sort of somewhere that was just wreckage. It's like almost like a battlefield type place. So this has, again, a lot more things that you can actually pick up. That car's completely wrecked. Are we still heading in the right direction? Roughly in the right direction. We need to head south. But because this place is fairly inhospitable, I mean, you can get this wood, but this wood is, I forget what they call it. It's bad wood or something. I've got an axe on me. Let's, I think it's bad wood they call it. It makes blocks that are very easy to take down by the zombies. So, I mean, from a building point of view, it's not the greatest thing in the world. Oh, this is actually burnt wood. This is a different time. So this would have been firebombed area. So this burnt wood, what is that? Oh, that's wood as well. This area would have been sort of like firebombed, if you like, to try and cleanse it. I imagine that other place was like nuked, to be honest. And it just allows you to get some sort of materials going. But if you spawn here, you should probably try and get out of here. The desert area actually has quite a bit more going for it. So we're just heading down. Now I'm hoping this is the factory just down here, and then we're gonna really sort of see why this game can be quite terrifying when you start. I mean, this place is equally as inhospitable and horrible to start in, and it's now sort of 20 to 3 in the afternoon, so we are going to have to start looking for shelter. The good thing is we're actually moving into a separate biome, so I actually need to turn right. It should be down here. Now, if I can get onto the roof of this factory, I'll be okay for the evening. If I can't, then I'm going to be pretty buggered. Right, and there is the factory. So what I think I'll do is I'll take you into the desert biome first, and then we'll go... Oh, I wonder what was hurting me then. Gonna need to eat. Got me some venison. The wild animals are really good. I would like to be able to cook sort of meat, to be perfectly honest. I think that would be cool, because if I can cook the meat, then I'm hoping it will give me more sort of sustained sort of hit point increase, if you know what I mean. But let's just move quickly into the desert. There's quite a lot of loot in the desert, which, well, that's a pretty good example of finding some decent loot. You can also find things. I think this is aloe. Now, aloe plus fabric equals bandages, and bandages sort of do the same as painkillers, but on a smaller scale. Now, as we move, is this the actual desert, or is this just a rocky area? I think this is the desert. And when you come and dig in here, you get sand, and sand makes glass, and it also makes various other things that can be crafted. And it's once again, it's well, it's a pretty terrible area to be to get stuck in. Canyons are everywhere. There's very little shelter. You find the odd house, and they've actually got some really nice houses in the desert, but they're few and far between. And to be honest, of all the places that I would try and set up, this would be it. You see there's a little horde there. I'm not really sure what they're up to. At the moment, when you try and move anywhere, you actually have to drink a lot of water. So having a lot of empty jars really helps. Those big ones are really tough, just as a FYI. They will wreck your day fast. But I don't know. I don't really know why there is so much loot in the desert, but I think everyone just sort of just ended up there. Right, so there is the factory. We're going to head over there. In fact, you know what? We're going to do it in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. This has been a sort of a look at the different biomes that are available to us. And you can just see how inhospitable these places are. Very little shelter whatsoever. And we're about to head into the factory, where you sort of see something a little bit different. Don't miss it. I've been on Flads. Cheers. And goodbye.